What's up, everybody? My name is Lockfryer. I'm the communications manager here at Rethinkable. Today we're going to be going over the basics of Web3. Let's go. First thing I want to touch upon is decentralization. This is one of the most important aspects of Web3. Traditionally, if you think back to the days of AOL, MySpace, those were centralized servers. All of the data on those websites was within a company-controlled server that was all in one spot. Then we started to get what's traditionally known as Web 2 companies. These are things like Google, Facebook. They're more than just services. They control the infrastructure and the data, and oftentimes it's in this cloud as opposed to being housed in one central location. And then we move into what we now know as Web 3. This, instead of relying on a single server, this relies on a global network of peer nodes that ensure the integrity of the data that goes through what we know as the blockchain. This really helps to ensure democracy of data, that there is transparency, there's less resistance to censorship, and there's also not a single point of failure. So if one of the nodes goes down, the whole network doesn't go down, whereas that can often happen in centralized settings. The next thing we're going to talk about is the blockchain and cryptography. So the blockchain is about more than just cryptocurrencies. It's a distributed ledger system with chained data blocks. The chain structure ensures that once a block is recorded, it cannot be altered without changing subsequent blocks, which is basically a near impossibility. And then the cryptography is what secures the transactions and controls new block creation. So this is the bedrock of trust within the blockchain. Third thing we're going to talk about are smart contracts. These are a lot different than the contracts that you typically work with in real life, but they function in a similar way. They're documents that are coded contracts that self-execute themselves based on the terms of the coding that's written into it. Beyond just simple transactions, there's a lot of use cases for this. Think about voting systems, automated organization management, and things like supply chain tracking as well. Because of the self-executable nature of smart contracts, it also helps enable the decentralized autonomy that often happens within Web 3. When you think about Web 3 versus Web 2, in Web 2, really the user is the product, but in Web 3, users can use their own data and they can monetize it themselves. Users can benefit a lot more from their online contributions on platforms like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It's very hard to monetize those platforms as a creator. Meanwhile, the companies themselves are bringing in tons of money. Web 2 really brought us into this brand new kind of digital era, and also this brand new social era as well. But what Web 3 will do is it'll help usher in this kind of decentralized alternative to these current platforms, and like I said, give more ownership and monetization potential back to creators. So those are the basics of Web 3. I hope you take what you learned, apply it to your social media brand, apply it to your next job application. Think about how you can monetize your content in this new world of Web 3. My name's Lockfryer. I'm the communications manager here at Rethinkable, and I'll see you in the next video.